Hello and welcome to episode 85 of Let's Run Facebook Ads, the podcast with myself, Nick Boddington. Today I want to go back to lookalikes. It's something I haven't touched on for ages, but I've been hearing people getting really confused about whether a lookalike works and what exactly is a lookalike. So this is a really nice, quick podcast just to remind ourselves of what they really are. Let's get into it. Right, lookalikes. Now, there's been a lot of talk that since iOS 14, lookalikes don't work. They do work. We use them. I've got some accounts where a lookalike works amazingly well over and above interests. It's just a matter of testing them. But don't go with what other people say. Don't go just because people say they don't work anymore that you're not going to have any luck with them. You need to test these things out. And you know that you need to do a bit of testing and set up another ad set, do one with interests, one with lookalikes. But let's get back to what a lookalike is, because the biggest misconception I find when I'm talking to my students is the fact that they think a lookalike is a warm audience. It's not a warm audience. It's a completely cold audience, and you need to think about how it's created, and that's where the confusion comes in. Okay, so a lookalike is created by creating first a custom audience. And what a custom audience is, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it down to the people that are coming to your website. Okay, so we're going to do it from a retargeting point of view. For instance, you've got people coming to your website and they are people interested in your product or service. And now let's say we've got 500 people a day or a week coming onto your website, and they are going onto the main page. Now, obviously, if you've got a lot of traffic and you're a major website, you're going to have people going to different types of pages, and you can build lookalikes of all these different types of pages, and they're all going to create different audiences. That's the good thing about lookalikes. But let's keep it simple. You've got people coming to your main website.com. Okay. In Facebook, you want to go and create a custom audience, and a custom audience is going to be of anyone who goes onto your website and goes to the main page, and that will be classed as a view all. Okay, view all pages. Now, once you've built that custom audience, it will give you the option to build a lookalike. Now, remember, we've built a custom audience of people that have come to your website and surfed around your website. They are warm, yeah? But the idea of a lookalike is to find people that are similar to the people visiting your website, but these people who are similar, who are going to be in a lookalike, aren't warm because they've never come to your website. Okay, so Joe Blogs has come to your website and is looking for his pair of shoes. A lookalike is saying, okay, we're going to find all of Joe Blogs' friends who are also interested in that particular type of shoe, and we're going to build an audience for you to show an ad to his friends. But his friends don't know who you are, so they're cold. It's not a warm audience, and this is the confusion from it, because it's being created from warm people, warm being people who know your product and service or have just been on your website and come across it. They're warm people. A lookalike isn't finding other people who are warm. It can't find any people that are warm. It's finding people who are cold, but show a lot of similarities to the people that are coming on your website. And this is why lookalikes used to work amazingly, have gone downhill due to iOS 14, which we'll get onto in a second, but they are still worth using. Don't not build them because you've heard in blogs or on podcasts or on YouTube videos that they're dead and everything. It's just a tactic people getting to come into get you to watch a video saying lookalikes are dead or whatever, but they're not. I've got just as many working as I've got just as many not working. So once you've created a lookalike, you'll then get a percentage of lookalike. So when you're on the lookalike page, you're going to build it, and it says building a lookalike of website visitors. You have a 1 to 10 percentage. Now, in there, 1% is being you're most likely to be similar as similar. I've got my wording wrong. As similar to the people on your website as possible, opposed to 10%, which is going to give you a larger audience. It goes up in approximately 500,000 in an audience. So your 10% is going to be 5 million people. Your 1% is going to be 500,000 people. That's 500, the best 500,000 people associated to looking like the people who currently visit your website or buy your products. Because remember, you can build a lookalike on anything. If you've got a lot of website sales, build a custom audience on people who have bought your product. Build a website, build a custom audience on people who have added a cart, initiated checkout, visited your website, gone onto a certain page. All these things you can do. Build a lookalike of people who engage with your Facebook, who are followers your Facebook. All these things are available. Okay. The reason why, so I would say now, rather than just sticking to 1%, unless you've got a small amount of budget, remember this is where the iOS comes in. 500,000 people is based on whether they're using iPhone or iPad or a Samsung or whatever. Okay. But with the iOS 14 update last year, it 97%, if you don't know what it is, because you've been on another planet, I don't know. But if you're in advertising, you don't know what it is, let me just remind you. Apple's 14.5 update enabled people to opt out of their apps. And it wasn't just enable, you didn't need to go into your settings and opt out of every app. When you then, for the first time after the update, when you logged in to an app, it would pop up saying, essentially, would you like us to track you through this app? And 97% of people worldwide press no. There's a lot of people who use an iPhone. So from this point of view, from an advertiser point of view, it wasn't great. It meant that we could show an ad to people on an iPhone first off, but we can't track them. So if they go onto your website, when you then build your first 1% lookalike and it's got 500,000 people in it, and let's say that, I don't know, half of those, 250,000 of them are iPhone users. Yeah, just to keep it easy, let's say half use Samsung and the other devices and half use iPhones. Half of those now are untrackable because basically everyone who has an iPhone opted out of tracking. So we're now left to 250,000. So you're now starting to not get many. And then one of the things that we have to discuss with even in my internal team sometimes is how these audiences work. Because they'll be building an audience or something, go, well, you know, there's 10,000 people who really like it. Yeah, but it's not just the 250,000 people that are now left in that 1% lookalike. It's the fact that Facebook is now not just going to show an ad to all 250,000. This isn't like an email campaign where, hey, I've got a list of 250,000 people in my email list, and I'm going to send an email saying, hey, it's 25% off sale in the subject line. I'm going to send it all 250,000. Now, the chances are, bar a few due to, deliverability reasons or whatever, but most of the people, if those are live email addresses, are going to get those emails. So let's say 245,000 of the 250 get your email. Facebook doesn't work like that. Facebook is going to decide whether their user is going to want to see and then engage with your content of your ad. If Facebook, for whatever reason, thinks that the user in that lookalike audience doesn't want to see the ad and it's going to mess with their engagement on the platform, i.e., I'm seeing too many ads that aren't relevant with me. Facebook and Instagram are starting to really annoy me. I'm just getting loads of rubbish in my news feed. They're going to stop using the app, or they're going to log out and they're going to go to TikTok. This is what you have to remember, guys, as advertisers. The platforms serve the ad to who they think should see the ad because it will be engaging for them. Engaging means that user is enjoying being on the platform and will stay on the platform. If it doesn't, they won't see it. So I've seen lookalike audiences and interest audiences, all sorts, have 100 quid a day, 5 million people in it, and then we start getting a high frequency, like the frequency of how many times an ad's being shown is like 3 when we're looking for an average of like 1.5. And I'm thinking, if there's 5 million people in that audience and I'm spending X a day and we've only shown the ad to, I don't know, 900,000, why am I starting to repeat 3 times showing the ad to 900,000? That's because Facebook's decided that 4,100,000 aren't going to see the ad because it's going to ruin the engagement for the user. And that's what these platforms, not just Facebook and Instagram, all of them care about. So what this leads on to is that when you're looking back at those percentages of when you're on your lookalike page, 1% up to 10%, I think you're better off stretching it out a bit. So come up to like 3%, 4%. Try different percentage ranges. Just try and get your audience. Depending if you're spending loads of money, you want to go up to 10 and keep it at 10. If you're spending a bit, 30 quid a day, whatever, 40 quid a day, get up to like 1.5, 2 million. So go to 3 or 4 lookalike audience size so that we can then halve that, maybe sometimes more for iPhone, and then take a load out because it's not going to be engaging for a lot of the people in there, and then start serving the ads. So that's how a lookalike gets created. So I just wanted to put some logic behind that. But going on to the fact that do things work and do things not work? Yeah, lookalikes do work. You've just got to test it. So again, if you've got £30 a day, this is early basic advertising stuff in Facebook. You set up one campaign. The campaign is for a black shirt on your website. Do an interest target based on men 25 plus, depending on how price the shirt is or whatever, 25 plus, interest in clothing. And do another one of people who visited your website, or even better, if you've got enough traffic, visited the shirts URL of your website, and to build a lookalike of 3 or 4% based on that and test it against your interests. Obviously, if you've got more money, test lots of different things, but have fun with your lookalikes. Really think about where the lookalikes are coming from. Oh, one more thing before I go. Lookalikes based on what's happening in the app opposed to outside of the app. So we're trying to put as much focus in the app as possible opposed to when someone leaves. So what I mean by that is if you're doing a lead and someone clicks on your ad saying, hey, opt in for a free survey and get your, I don't know, your roof looked at your home, and you click, okay, I want that. So you go to arrange a booking, and that takes you to a landing page, your own landing page on your own website. Yeah, that's leaving Facebook. Or you could be doing it on a Facebook form where they just fill in the name and email, or it's auto-filled. That's in platform. That's an in-platform lead, or a lead leaving the platform. Same with shops. Instagram and Facebook are trying to really push their shops now. So you can bring in a catalog feed from your website and create a shop in Instagram and Facebook. Again, sending traffic to your Facebook or Instagram shop keeps them in the platform. It also means that we haven't got any problems with the tracking abilities with iOS or anything like that. So it means that we can actually build our lookalike audiences. So where I've had loads of success on lookalikes is I build a lookalike based on the things that are happening in the app. Facebook engagement, lead generation forms that have been opened and submitted, things like that. And that has really pushed up the amount of the strength the lookalikes have. So test things out. Don't be scared of doing these things. I know it's money you're throwing away, but it's not throwing away. It's testing out something, because once you find that the thing that works, you're going to make your money back really quickly. I hope that helps. Any questions, you know where we are, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.